So it says up to $2,000 a day. Seek an order from the court finding the individual in contempt of court under Chapter 721 RCW, incarceration, and or fine up to $2,000 per day. I am now using this, so if you go to the store, if you go somewhere and you do not want your technology giving away your location for any reason, you can actually pop it in here. These things are absolutely amazing. Check it out. You can go to marfugelnews.com/edeck and then use the code Marfugel. That helps the channel, and it helps you stay silent. Hi, Christina. How are you doing?
Hey, guys.
What is going on?
So I just wanted to mention the isolation versus quarantine contact tracers. I saw, you guys were talking a little bit earlier about the apps, and my dog's going a little crazy here, about the apps that were automatically downloaded and of the tracing. And I considered doing the training, but honestly, I didn't want to be tested. But then I found this gal who did a video. She went through the whole training, and then she uploaded a video, and so I'm on that right now.
I'm going to pull it up here.
On that? I'm going to pull it. So you don't have to play her video, but are you allowed to go on it and just show some of the, like if you go to minute 5, are you allowed to do that?
Yeah, I can do a couple screenshots.
Find her. Great.
Okay, so it looks like she's got kind of a graph here. It says, so who did you come in contact with? Be sure you know movies, flight numbers, etc. for large venues. Let's look at your phone and social media. Jog your memory.
So here's the thing. So we're in California, and I know that all the states are hiring contact tracers. And then you just go to these courses. And when somebody is tested positive for a CV, then your information automatically goes to a contact tracer. A contact tracer contacts you and says, great, we need to see who you have. So go to minute 5.
No way. So they go through your phone stuff? Okay, let's see.
Yeah, so if you go to minute 5 first, then you will see the difference between isolating and quarantining. So isolating is they will video, like FaceTime or whatever means they can on your phone, and find out your status in your home. They will make sure you have your own private space and your own private bathroom. And if you don't, then I'll get to that later. But this right here is what you and the family was talking about earlier. So then the contact tracer, says, okay, go ahead and pull up on your phone so we can jog your memory on where you've been. And so you basically, in this contact tracer, make a list of all the places that you've been. Now, if you are infected, they will look, I think they want to look 2 to 3 days before you were tested positive or before your first symptoms. And then, the isolation versus quarantine. So if you're positive, you're isolated, but everybody you came in contact with has to be quarantined. Now, this is what we did in the very, very beginning. Like, I'm in San Diego, so a lot of people who flew back over here went to Miramar, and they quarantined for 14 days. But now, we are at such a different state of just the amount of people. And they're taking it into their own hands, how they are going to basically mandate quarantining. So that little list there, so for example, my shop is a retail shop. So everybody who came into my shop will have to be contacted, and they will have to quarantine. My daughter and I went to lunch yesterday, so they'll have to call that restaurant, and all those people will have to quarantine. We also went to a shop to buy some shoes. So everybody in there will have to be contacted and quarantined. Now go to the video to minute 8.
Okay. And then let's see here. Boom.
A little bit past that.
Okay. Please go and remain at blank address by blank date and time.
Right. So if you, is that right? If, I think it's a little bit past that. Yeah, no, I think you're right. So basically, the contact tracers are taught that if this person has to share a bathroom with somebody in their home, that they will make arrangements for you to live somewhere else for the next 14 days. And if you refuse, then go to a little bit past that, to about 8 minutes and 40 seconds or 8:37. If you refuse, then a court order for involuntary isolation or quarantine, then you will be, let's see, it's a little bit hard to read.
Up to $2,000 per day.
Found. Say again.
So it says up to $2,000 a day. Seek an order from the court finding the individual in contempt of court under Chapter 721 RCW, incarceration, and or fine up to $2,000 per day. That's
crazy, right?
That's nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, the big thing about, and I saw a lot of people in the chat room go to 10 minutes and 19 seconds. A lot of people in the chat room were talking about, how to go into your settings and turn off the apps that were automatically downloaded. Mine is an Apple phone, and so the software update is automatic on my settings, and it just automatically downloaded on there. So I had to go in and turn it off. But it doesn't matter, because basically, the whole thing right now with FB and other social media platforms is my data, my rights. And they're basically saying, nope, it doesn't count because you can harm the public, not just yourself. So you will lose all your data rights, and you will lose all your public and privacy rights. And they will basically force it. They will, let's see, there's one more I was going to show you where they can actually bring the police in, get the police involved to have you arrested. So anyways, yeah, that's my info for your viewers, to be aware, be awake, see what's going on.
Okay, and this is exactly why the whole reason I got into the EDEC bags is because I wanted this. So I ended up getting two different kinds, and I got one from one, and it felt like just a little thing. I ended up finding EDEC, which nobody knew about, and these guys are like pros. This is all because I got a notification last week, and then my wife got something, and it said, "Are you here?" And then it said something like this, and it goes, "The U.S. government is warning that this area of whatever, may be under temporary curfew." And it wasn't during this regular time, so we got a weird announcement. I actually posted a little community thing there. It was weird. It was like there was no protesting, no nothing, and then we said there may be by 5 o'clock an announcement of a curfew, and it did this thing, and I realized it's pinging the phone all the time. So that's why we ended up doing this for ourselves, and then once I gotta go, and then we ended up seeing if they could do that. They didn't even have a program before us. We're the only ones. I thought that it was pretty amazing because, you know what, this stuff is these bags and these kind of things are what everybody needs at this point. I'm telling you, this is scary stuff. They're tracking us everywhere.
Well, and it's just so awkward. The bags are just like a relearning, honestly, because we can have those, but it's inconvenient. And how many times are we just going to pull it out and have it in our back pocket, or sitting at the dining room table, or in our car to use it for directions?
Well, it's going to change technology. That's why you get the one with the window, so you can just do it. But either way, that's what I'm saying. We're going to have to actually do an extra step just to not be traced. You understand? Like, we actually have to work to have the same freedoms that we have.
That's the whole thing where because her point with the video is that eventually they're just going to say, you know what, you just can't go out unless you get the V-shot. That's just the bottom line. And then the V-shot, there's already all kinds of data and information between ID 2020 and WeForum.org that are saying that they want to bit chip the vaccine because they want to trace us. And so we can do whatever we want to do with our phones, but the bottom line is, I don't.
They're going to put
I
it
don't
in
think
us.
we can run away from it. We can try.
They're going to put it in us. That's what you're saying. Basically, if you don't want to go off grid and hide in a hole, which they'll probably find you there anyways, basically you're saying it's inevitable. I guess we're putting off the inevitable for as long as possible.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I love all the protests that are going on, and I just think, can we be big enough and brave enough to protest these things too? You know,
I don't get why we don't.
Hopefully that's the best thing that will come out of these protests.
I don't get why we don't. I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you.
Yeah. Well, I hope that everybody goes and watches that whole thing and really gets a good idea. I mean, this is the California one, but it's contact tracers are they're nationwide. Pelosi has already, you know, she's on that actual video a little bit talking about the 3 Ts.
Well, we're going to share this, and everybody can go to this. And if you look, oh wow! So it shows the clip of Mr. Dershowitz on there as well. You guys got to see that because he believes it's not. You're right. It's going to happen, and we're going to put it in you essentially. Christina, thank you so much. I'm going to send at least hundreds to this video so they can actually see it. I guarantee you. Okay. Make sure to go check out this whole video. We're going to link to it. And make sure to say hi. Yeah. Again, thank you so much.
Awesome.
All right, you have a great night. Be safe.
Yeah,
be prepared.
Yeah.
And Marf out.
Stay awake. Stay aware.
All right, thank you. Hashtag stay awake, stay aware. If you guys want to support us in a different way and actually protect yourself, make sure to check these out. EMP Shield can actually protect you against all 3 phases of an EMP, an electromagnetic pulse, or a coronal mass ejection. Not to go in it too crazy, but again, there are several devices for every last thing that you might own. Car, solar system, ham radio. You've got your house, motorcycle, RVs, everything else. If you have this, you'll be set. So again, make sure to go to marfugelnews.com/EMP. You will not only get a discount, but you will also help the channel. We appreciate it. Right now we are trying to actually expand. So thank you guys, everybody who has already purchased them or are about to.
Feed the haters to the alligators. Your way or the highway, see you later. B.O.D. is the homie and Mr. Vader. If it wasn't for you, I would never made it. Whole city's covered by the cremated. Now they listen to what we were saying. Doesn't matter if the manufacturer or created. Put now, put later, responsibility and underrated. They just won't say it. Till the cities like the bricks they be laying. Twitter that's is now displaying. School shut down and they just ain't playing. People panicking, freezing like a mannequin. Miss we be smashing them. Bibliography is bagging them. Frugal family is a force like Anakin. First Amendment, we be packing them. Family values, we ain't lacking them. Gold and silver, better be stashing them. No point to go.